Hi everyone, Daisy here with my second layout for Kitaholic Kits using my May 2019 kit, and this kit is based around the Kaisercraft Paisley Days collection. And my first layout, if you haven't seen it already, you should head on over to the Kitaholic Kits channel and check it out. I used this side of the paper, the yellow floral side, and cut out all of these scallops, and they are one of the May exclusive cut files. And I cut up all of these scallops, and then I had pulled this paper off my mat and set it down on my pile of kit papers that was sitting next to me, and it happened to sit on top of this green paper here, and I loved how it looked. So I decided to use the offcut from the cut file and use that as part of my background for this page. I did want a little bit of shadow in between the two layers, so I am backing it with some fun foam and just making sure that it has enough support that it's not going to collapse in on itself. I tend to go a little heavy with the fun foam or foam adhesive, which is why I enjoy using this, well, fun foam or craft foam, because it's fairly inexpensive. And that way I can use as much as I want without feeling guilty. So I'm just working on adding this all over, and then didn't think the adhering part through all the way. So what I should have done is kind of lifted up little sections and put glue down and stuck it down, waited for it to dry, and then moved on. However, I'm just going to flip it over and put glue on the entire thing and then try to line it up properly. And yeah, that doesn't happen. So I'm not exactly sure where I disappeared to here, so I apologize for that. But I will be coming back and gluing this down, and you will see my mistake. I kind of drop it on the page, and then I try to shift it around a little bit, and yeah, not my finest moment. But it's fine, because I end up covering it all up, so you won't even see any of the little glue smushes that end up on the page. So I like to use liquid glue when I use this craft foam, just because I find that tape rollers and everything don't seem to stick to it very well. See, see all that glue? Yeah. And then I try to use my adhesive remover, and I put a little hole in the paper. So, oh, yeah, not the smartest. So I am going to be using the layered butterfly stamp out of these pink paisley clear, or not pink plate, ugh, I can't speak. Not pink paisley, Paisley Days Kaisercraft stamps. And I am layering up the butterflies. I'm going to do 3 different colors. I chose to, I don't know why this day I seem to be in a monochromatic type mood, but yeah, I thought I was going to go with kind of greens and blues and teals to go with the papers that I chose, but I do change it up a little bit. So now all of these ink pads are all archival ink from Ranger, and I just ended up with a bunch of them, so I figured they would be perfect for this project, and so I'm just layering up. I decided to go through and stamp out all the bottoms of the butterflies, and then I'll go through and do the middle part of it. Excuse me. And these stamps are, I am in love with these butterfly stamps. I love the rest of the stamp set too. The florals are beautiful, and I love the sayings that come with this, but these butterflies are just amazing. So now I'm going to come in with the darker portions and stamp them down. And I'm using this darker green on the green, and then I'll use a darker blue on the bluer ones, and then I use that same blue color that I stamped in the background on those kind of teal colored butterflies. And I think these turn out, I'm really happy with the way they turn out. And yes, I did leave this all in here for some strange reason, so I apologize. You're going to watch me stamp all of this out. But this month I am working with the May main kit only. That's the kit that I got, and you get so much in this. It's so hard to narrow down when you are doing your first couple of layouts because there's just so many of the exclusive die cuts and the die cuts that come in the pack, and then you have the stamp. So it's just so hard to narrow it down to what you want to use. And then also you don't want to hoard everything, right? So getting things used up is great, and then trying not to hoard the things that you just absolutely love is always the struggle, I find. I was thinking about adding an orange color butterfly, and I just don't like the way, I just don't feel like the color goes well enough, so I'm not going to end up doing this, but I am stamping it out here. And no, I don't like that with the other colors that I chose to use. But while I had this one out, I decided to kind of play around with how I was going to do the dots on the other butterflies. My only complaint is if you are using a tone on tone and you do the center of the butterfly, it blends in with the kind of dark pattern that you just added. So what I'm doing is I'm going in with the darker color on each butterfly, and I'm just doing the dots and not the body part of the butterfly, and I find that that makes everything stand out perfectly, and you get kind of the details on the wings, but you don't lose the body of the butterfly. So I'm just going through and I'm only stamping the dots and not the center of the stamp. And I'm going to fussy cut these out, and when I do that I do cut off their little antenna because those are too impossible for me to fussy cut. So I just don't even worry about it and I just cut them off. You know it's a butterfly whether they have antenna or not, right? So just cleaning off my stamps, and I use baby wipes for that. I find that they are just the easiest thing to have around. Except for this stamp I couldn't get quite clean because there was, in between the little dots, I had gotten some ink, so I pulled out my little stamp cleaner and sprayed too much cleaner, and then everything just came off my stamp block and went all over the place. So now I'm going to fussy cut these out, and I really hope that I do not make you watch me do this. Which I don't think I do. But this is kind of how I do it. I cut it into smaller pieces, and then I will go and cut around the edge. I do leave a little white border on these. I don't know, just to help them stand off the background a little bit. And here you can see. So I was thinking about only using these butterflies as kind of my embellishment. So I was kind of playing around with it, trying to decide how to set them out. And then, yeah, that wasn't enough. So I went and I used the, there's a pattern paper that has a black background and then all of these florals on it. And I went and I fussy cut out all of the florals so that I could do, I'm going to do kind of a diagonal design here. And I'm mixing up all the colors, and then I will add the butterflies to it as well. And I just love how this turns out. And I tucked my photos into the little scallop design in the background, and then I'm also going to tuck some of these flowers in as well, just to kind of draw attention to the fact that it's raised a little bit. And I think it's such a fun background design for this, so I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And I did not show any of the fussy cutting because I am a very impatient fussy cutter, and I am very, it's not a fun process to watch, let me tell you. So I just did it off camera to spare you. And I even cut out some of the little micro tiny flowers too, because I thought that I would need them on here. So just tucking everything around, trying to mix up the colors a little bit. I wanted to tuck the butterflies, you know, down behind things and in amongst the flowers because that's where you find them, right? So just kind of getting that done. And then I'm going to come up with a title out of these thickers. They're from Patio Party, and I'm just going to do Family Day because that's what it was. We are blacklight mini golfing, and I felt like these pictures went really well with kind of this tropical floral background, so it's a really fun way to showcase these. So but yeah, that's pretty much going to be my layout. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you haven't already, head on over to Kitaholic Kits and check out the May kit. And yeah, I will see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!